Hi, I'm Brittany, and welcome to Proverbs Study. Today we are studying Proverbs chapter 4, verses 3 and 4. In the King James Version, it reads, "For I was my father's son, tender and only beloved in the sight of my mother. He taught me also and said unto me, Let thine heart retain my words, keep my commandments, and live." I'm actually going to add verse 5 as well. "Get wisdom, get understanding, forget it not, neither decline from the words of my mouth." So in this section of Proverbs, in chapter 4, we just got the admonishment from Solomon, but God revealed to us that Solomon is speaking on behalf of the Father when he says, "Hear, ye children, the instructions of the Father." Yes, he is passing on this wisdom to his children, but all Bible writers represent God because God is his word, and he put it on their hearts to speak his words from his heart. So we can say the same for verse 3 and 4 and 5. But this is a personal statement that Solomon is making. He says, "For I was my father's son, tender and only beloved in the sight of my mother. He taught me also and said unto me, Let thine heart retain my words, keep my commandments, and live." So now Solomon is revealing from wisdom from his father David, King David, the famous David who defeated Goliath. These are words that actually David passed on to him. And he says that he was only beloved in the sight of his mother, meaning that he was cared for tenderly and adored, and I would go so far as to say, a little bit coddled and baby. But he was his father's son, and that was clear that the kingship that David ruled under would be passed on to him. And I believe that this verse reveals why Solomon has chosen to share these wise words. Him revealing that he was his father's son, meaning that kings would need this type of wisdom in order to operate effectively in their kingship, to fulfill their duties as a king, and also to rule well over their kingdom. So verse 4, it says, "He taught me also," talking about David, "and said unto me, Let thine heart retain my words." So not only just listen and hear and attend to know understanding, but now he's revealing that his father taught him to let his heart retain or capture or to keep. When you're straining something through a strainer, water falls through, or whatever you're rinsing, whatever the liquid is, but the solid things stay in the retainer or the strainer. So let your heart retain the words. So when you put something aside or you keep it from being strained, you're going to do something with it, whether it be pasta. You're going to mix that pasta with some spaghetti sauce and vegetables, and it's going to be a whole meal. If it's some mixed nuts, you're going to strain those nuts and then make a raw vegan meal, right? So there's something that you're going to do with the thing that you retained. So those words that Solomon is reflecting that how his father taught him, was important for us to pay attention to, because our hearts need to retain these words, because there is something for us to do with these words. there are things that we need to lay hold of, just like in Proverbs 2 and 3, it was telling us to not only hear the instructions and understand the instructions, but now to do something with them. So this same theme is recurring, which is important. Then it says, keep my commandments and live. How else will you be able to keep the commandments and live if you are not retaining the words or keeping the words so that you can do something with them? So as we're studying, the admonishment or the instruction here is teaching us even how to study this, how to take these words and understand them and keep them so that when it's time to do something with them, we have them and we don't have to go searching for them. So all the themes that we have found so far, these are all things that we should keep. These are all words or statements that we should keep. After we've understood them, after we've heard them, after we let them sink in, now we keep them so that when the time comes, we can do something with them. And then the next set of instructions is to live, and then get wisdom, and then get understanding, and then don't forget it. And then neither decline from the words of my mouth. So this is a series of steps to take. So after you keep the commandments, because you have retained the words, right? So you've kept all these words, right? Then you're able to keep the commandments and live. So you're now just not existing in the world, but you're living. That means you're doing things effectively towards what you were created on this earth to do, whether you know what that is or not. You are being yourself, right? Through this wisdom. Then along the way, as you're living, you're getting wisdom, you're getting understanding. So you're learning, you're taking the wisdom that you just heard and implementing them. Then you're getting understanding as you're implementing them to understand what there is to understand in each experience. What is the lesson that you need to learn? Then forget it not. Don't forget it. Once you learn the lesson, don't forget it so you don't repeat the same mistakes that you made before, or even if you do repeat them, learn the lesson so you can learn how not to repeat them the next time or the next time or the next time. And then neither decline from the words of my mouth. So don't let them fall away. Don't decline or shrink back into a place of not having wisdom and not having understanding. Don't digress from the focus here, because this is how to live. This is what's going to be best for you. So I hope this was clear and helped you understand this part of the Proverbs. Thank you for joining me. Have a wonderful evening.